My name's Tom Holman. I'm with the Bloomington Housing Authority, and the Housing Authority are sponsoring 3 seminars this summer. The first one is to introduce you to the Home Energy Squad audits that the Housing Authority is partnering with the Center for Energy and the Environment. And this program for $50 will come in and do an assessment of your home and give you directions on where money could best be spent to help you save energy costs. The Housing Authority also offers home improvement loans. We have 2 different loans. They're basically the same, different funding sources. Some are directed citywide, some are specifically directed to certain areas in the city. And to help you know a little bit more of what the Housing Authority does, we have worked with redevelopment projects. Some of the earlier ones were redeveloping 98th and Lyndale. We're currently working at Penn Avenue and American Boulevard, and hopefully finishing off the last corner at France and Chakopee. We also offer housing assistance programs, and we do some demolition and site clearing to provide buildable lots for new construction. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. There's also Brian Hartman at the back of the room who works for the Housing Authority and can also answer your questions if I'm busy. And I'm going to introduce you to Stacy Boots Camp from the Center of Energy and the Environment, and she will lead you through the process of the Home Energy Squad assessments of your home.
Great,
thank you.
So my name's Stacy, and I work at the Center for Energy and Environment. I'm the recruitment and outreach coordinator for our residential programs. Emma also works with me here on outreach, so you can ask either one of us questions after this if you've got any. Hopefully, you know, you're so inspired that you have tons of questions. But if you don't, then maybe I did a good job explaining it all. So tonight, I wanted to talk with you all about the new program that's available this year in Bloomington, as well as give you some ideas for energy savings tips that you can take home with you tonight, try out, start saving energy right away. So first I'll talk a little bit about the program. Just want to give you all the juicy details in case anyone needs to jet out of here. Just so you've got that, know that you can sign up here tonight, or you can call in or sign up on our website as well. So I've got flyers here. So we'll just get started with that. So the Center for Energy and Environment, maybe you've heard of our organization. We deliver energy efficiency programs. We've been around for over 30 years, and some of the programs, some of the programs that we've worked on include the MAC sound program, the sound insulation program on the airport. We delivered that to over 8,000 houses. We've also been in over 8,000 small businesses in helping them with our one-stop efficiency lighting program that we deliver with XL Energy, saving many hundreds megawatts of electricity in that program. We have some financing programs, and we've been doing research since the beginning. We actually used to be research department of the city of Minneapolis in the very late 70s. So what the program is, this new program in Bloomington, is the Home Energy Squad Enhanced Visit connects homeowners to a very convenient way that you can save energy in your homes, and it gives you a roadmap for next steps. It's a very comprehensive program, and we've actually won some awards for it across the nation. So we're really happy to be bringing it to you guys. So what the Home Energy Squad Visit is, it's a 2-hour visit with 2 energy experts that come into your house. They install materials, identify opportunities that are very specific to your home and your life for ways for you to save, in addition to the ones that I'm going to mention tonight. So it's going to help you save lots of energy and money, hopefully, by signing up. These are some of the products that get installed at the visit, and the entire cost of the visit is only $50. There's no additional cost. So I also have samples of them up here on the table that you can come and look at and touch afterwards. If you have any questions, I can answer that about the products then. So like I mentioned, there are the benefits of saving energy and saving money, but these home visits hopefully help make your home more comfortable, and the tests that we do should ensure that your house is safe. If it's not safe, we'll make recommendations that you do immediately so that you are safe in your home. And it's very convenient for you because we come right to your house, give you the solutions, and install the materials for you. So the reason we can bring you this great program is due to the Bloomington HRA, the Center for Energy and Environment, CenterPoint Energy, and Xcel Energy fund this program. So lots of great partners to make the visit only $50 for people. So let's talk about how how energy is used. So we use energy all the time. Energy is always being generated, consumed, wasted, and so it's something that maybe we just take for granted sometimes, but if we do start thinking of different ways that we can save, it really does add up. So I'm just gonna take you guys through how a Minnesota house uses energy, and then we can talk about some more specific ways that you can start saving energy right away. So does anyone have a guess of what might be the biggest portion of energy use in a house? Yes, the heating and cooling is 55% of the energy use in a home. And does anyone have a bright idea about what might be the next largest consumer of energy? Yes, great. You guys are really smart. You're on top of things tonight. So I won't make you guess anymore. The next one is appliances at 15% and then water heating at 10%. So I'd like to give you some solutions for making a reduction in all of these levels so you guys can take those with you tonight and start saving. So we'll work from the bottom up and go through different tactics for savings. So some of the benefits of overall energy efficiency in your home are that it reduces your energy bills, helps make your home more comfortable and safer, and also reduces your impact on the environment. So at the Center for Energy and Environment, we have come up with a threefold path, if you will, a combination of what needs to happen in homes for you to maximize the savings. So that involves good habits, good products, and good investment. So we'll go through all of those tonight. So let's start from the bottom of the house with the water heating. So maybe some of you already have these, but in our program we do install high efficiency shower heads, faucet aerators. We don't install the toilets, but you can go find those at the store. They just don't fit in our van. So we install all of these. The high efficiency shower heads and faucet aerators, what they do is they cycle in more air with the water. So you actually most of the time will get more pressure than you have now, and you're going to be saving water and heating of the water at the same time. So we really have researched the products that we install, and we've done a lot of tests on them, and people have been very happy with them in the 4 years we've been delivering the program in Minneapolis. So hopefully you will like them as well. So we're just going to kind of add up the savings so you get an idea of roughly how much you might save by doing some of these measures. So roughly about $35 a year by using the high efficiency water fixtures. And what I've read is that every person in your house uses anywhere from 1,000 to 4,000 gallons of water every year. So if you have a lot of people living in your house, this number could be much, much higher. Another way for savings when it comes to the water heating is by washing your clothes in cold water. Have any of you already tried this? Yeah, all right. So not only does it save energy, but also it keeps the dark colors of your clothes more vibrant for a longer period of time. So up to 90% of the energy used while washing goes to heating the water. So this is a really great way to save and also keep your clothes lasting longer. So that will give you about $35 a year. Now we're going to move up to the next level of appliances. So do any of you have a refrigerator that looks like this? Maybe like circa 1978? Yeah? All right. So what we like to say at the Center for Energy and Environment is that if your appliance is old enough to vote, you might want to think about replacing it, because since then there's been some major upgrades in efficiency levels. So I do love the color of this fridge. Is yours avocado green? Oh, okay. Well, if it was avocado green, I might come and take it, because I really like this fridge. So what we found is that, of course, the new refrigerators are more energy efficient, but we have found that not that many people actually just go out and buy something just because it's more efficient. They wait till it breaks down. So if that's what's happening, another way for people to look at this is if you do have to go out and buy a new one, just make sure that you're buying a refrigerator or other appliance that's Energy Star rated, because then you'll be certain that you're getting a quality product that's also energy efficient. And look at the energy guide as well, because you want to see that it's on the lower scale for how much energy it's using compared to models of a similar style. But if you're not going to go out and buy a new fridge because you don't need one, maybe you have a second refrigerator in the basement or the garage, and maybe you don't need that. Maybe you can downsize a little bit and save some money. So if you do have that second refrigerator, please know that Xcel Energy has a refrigerator recycling program. They'll actually come out and take your second refrigerator, and they'll give you $35. So I think it's a great, the best thing about it is you don't have to haul the refrigerator, in my opinion, but you also get 35 bucks. So just by getting rid of that second refrigerator, you can probably save at least $96 a year.
Will they also do freezer chests?
Freon?
Will they come and pick it up, freezer chests?
Oh, the freezer chest? No, unfortunately they don't do those. Those things just sit in people's basement until the house is taken down, I think. I've seen so many of those sitting in basements, as you probably have too. So, but yeah, if you have a freezer chest that you're not using, please unplug it when it's not in use, and that will save you probably about the same amount of money or more per year. Okay, so now we've talked a little bit about appliances. Let's move up to the next category of the lighting and electronics. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's some red dots on the screen. Have any of you ever walked into a room in your house and seen something like this? Yeah? There we go, it's the family room. So oftentimes our family rooms, living rooms, dens, they'll have a lot of electronics that have these red lights right here. Computers, game systems, DVD players, televisions. So all of these things, anything that has any sort of lighting display or remote control is constantly drawing some power because it's ready to just be zapped on right away. So what we call this is a vampire load or a phantom load. We like to encourage people to minimize this by using power strips. So you can save quite a bit of energy that's not even being used because the thing is just sitting there, not actually on. And it takes a little organizing, but once you've got it set up, it's good to go. So what we recommend is taking these two power strips. On one power strip, putting the things that you don't want to shut off, maybe like your cable modem, if you have a DVR, you don't want to miss your shows that you're recording, put those on one power strip and leave that one on. And then the other things that can be turned off, put those on another power strip and then shut it off when you're not using them. There's a big part of this you want to remember though. Make the power strip really easy to use. You don't want to be like bending around your TV console to turn that off. So this is, probably the most basic way. There are also like smart power strips you can buy that different styles. Some will shut off if you haven't used something in 45 minutes. Some have 4 outlets that remain constantly on, and then 6 that you can switch off. There's various models that you'll find at the store for taking care of the phantom load, but it is a really great way to capture energy that's being wasted. So that can save you $14 a year or more, depending on how many electronics you have in your house. And another, like we saw the computer in the family room there, the desktop computer. Does anyone have a desktop computer that they use at home or at work? Most of us at work now, a lot of people have laptops. Excuse me. So there's a lot of power that's wasted at desktop computers. The Energy Center of Wisconsin actually did a study on how Minnesotans use their desktop computers. And what they found by mounting cameras on the screens of the desktop computers is that 75% of the time that the computer is on, no one is using it. So that's a huge amount of power that can be saved. So what you need to do if you've got one of these and you want to save the energy is the screen and the hard drives need to be put to sleep to save that power, or just completely turned off. Some people don't really like how long it takes to completely reboot it though, so as long as you put both of these to sleep, you'll be saving quite a bit of electricity. So you can go into your control panel on your computer and do this. At the home energy visits, the energy technicians and counselors will also go into the computer with you and help you do this, because it's a little confusing. Depending on what kind of computer you have, but that's another great way to save that you'll probably never notice once it's set up. So that can save you upwards of $35 a year. I've actually read some studies that much older desktops can actually sometimes waste over $100 of electricity a year. So I mean, that's a pretty big chunk of money. Okay, so now a little bit more about these lighting and electronic devices. So have any of you ever seen or maybe used one of these little contraptions? An easy bake oven? Yeah? Okay. I didn't personally have one, but one of my friends did, and I was kind of jealous of her. She got to make these little miniature baked goods all the time. So, does anyone know how these tiny little miniature cookies were baked? I mean, exactly, the incandescent light bulb. So, I mean, the light bulb isn't meant to be lighting up the little oven area. It's actually meant for cooking things in this oven. And so that just gives you an idea of how much energy is wasted with incandescent light bulbs. About 90% of the energy used when operating an incandescent light bulb goes to emitting heat, and only 10% is actually used for producing the light that we're seeing. So they're very inefficient, and as many of you know, they're kind of being phased out, except for the real specialty models that are used in chandeliers and such. So in our program, we install the compact fluorescent light bulbs, and I know they're not the most popular with everyone, but unfortunately the LEDs are still a little bit too expensive for us to be able to install them for free at the visits. We do have them in our vans. People can purchase them and we'll happily install them for you. But I also encourage you to go look at the store, because they have some great rebates on LEDs right now, where a lot of companies and brands will offer the bulb for less than $10. But if you're okay with the CFLs, and I am, I've got a lot of them in my house, We do have many different varieties, and we install a brand that has been rated over 3 years with Consumer Reports as a very top ranking brand. So we've done a lot of studies. We wanted to deliver people a good product and not have lots of callbacks of people hating their light bulbs. So be assured that if you do have a home visit and we install these light bulbs, you are getting a good product. So just by switching out 5 of your high use area light bulbs to compact fluorescent lights, you can save $25 a year. So that's only 5 light bulbs. It's roughly about $5 per year per bulb. So I actually, in one house in Apple Valley, switched out 69 light bulbs. So I can't even imagine how much those people are saving. So that's great. I also like to remind people that the fluorescent light bulbs do need to be recycled, so you can bring them to any of these places and they will recycle them for you for free. Here's a picture of one of the newer residential application LEDs. So we do offer one like this. I just like to show people because oftentimes there's a lot of questions about them. So they do use even less energy than the CFLs, and they put the light that is emitted, it should be equal to a 60-watt incandescent bulb, only uses 8 watts. So it's a dramatic reduction in how much electricity is being used. All right, now we're going to move up into the top level, the big part of the house, the 55%. So how many of you already have a programmable thermostat in your house? Whoa, that's great. And do you have it programmed? Super, that's the ticket. Because hold is not a program. My husband tries to think that it is, but I catch him. I usually catch him every time he tries to put it on hold. So what we recommend doing is setting your thermostat back 8 degrees for 8 hours, twice a day if you're gone at work during the day and then also at night. By doing this, you can save close to $100 a year by using those 2 setback periods. The recommended settings and what the thermostats are pre-programmed to is 70 degrees or lower for the high heating level, and then going back to 62 at night or when you're gone at work. So I mean, you can do things that are more drastic than this. I've met people who go down to 50 degrees, which seems really cold to me. But they really like to save a lot of energy. The Department of Energy recommends not going below 58 degrees though, just in case you have exterior water pipes on your house. But what you do with your thermostat, I cannot control. So you can just try it out if you want to tweak it a little bit. Maybe you can capture some more savings. If you do already have a programmable thermostat, it's still something they talk about with people at the home visits, just to see if there are any more savings that can be captured. So there's the $91 for that. And these are just estimations. So I threw this one in here because it's summertime now, finally. So do many of you already have the XL Energy Saver Switch? Yeah, great. So it's a really cool program where you sign up for it and they'll come out and put a box on your house. You don't have to be home. They don't need to get into your house. And what it does is that when there's peak demand, which is usually in the afternoon on a really hot day, they're going to cycle off the condenser unit outside every 15 minutes. So it will still come on, it just goes off in intervals. And your air handler or your furnace in the basement, it will keep blowing around the air in your house that's already cooled. It's just this condenser that shuts off. Most people don't even ever know that it's happening, but you do receive this nice $15 rebate, 15% rebate on the summer month bills. So it's another thing that's easy, and you probably won't notice it, and you'll get some savings. All right, so here I've added up a bunch of the low and no cost things that we've talked about. I didn't put the air conditioner in there because that's not really a whole year long thing. But just by taking some of these actions, you can save over $300 a year. So, I mean, hey, that's like a little vacation. So, you know, might as well skim some savings off where you can and use it for some fun money. So, you can go home and try some of these things. You can, if you wanted to sign up for a home energy visit, they can personalize it. These are just kind of, you know, some general ideas. They have a lot more ideas when they come to your house because they can see other opportunities that I can't see sitting here with you in this room. So I'll just talk a little bit more about that again. So it's the 2-hour visit, and these are the materials that are installed here. So here's kind of how the program works. You're hearing about the program tonight. You sign up for a visit if you like. You have to be home to participate in your visit because we do install the materials and we give you the recommendations, but we like you to participate as well because that's how you can learn and implement these savings that you can keep with you in your life and also pass on to other people to increase savings. And after that, you're going to start saving money and energy, so that's great. So here's, you know, one of the big benefits is that we actually do the installing of the materials. You can help us install them if you want, but most people just, you know, they like to take a little break and they'll just let the energy squad do it. So every house like us is different. So every house will have different needs, and the people who live in it will have different desires for what they want installed. So not every house is going to get the same things. You might get something that your neighbor didn't get. They have 2 hours for the visit, and they will give you as much information as they can and install as many materials as they can for energy savings. If they happen to be limited on time, they'll come and check in with you to see what you really want installed. So another part of the visit besides the installations are the diagnostic tests that are done. So here's a picture of a blower door test and a technician performing a combustion safety test on the furnace and water heater. So like us, our homes need to breathe. The problem is in the winter, they often breathe out way too much, and this heat leaving the house gives us high heat bills and ice dams. So this is why we conduct the blower door test to check where the air leaks are in the home. So have any of you ever experienced a drafty house, drafty room, or a cold room? So this test helps us to assess where those air leaks are and where the house needs to be tightened up a little bit more so you can save energy and be more comfortable. So the technician will do the blower door test. But another part of a home breathing is that when you do tighten it up, that it breathes enough that you're still safe in your home. So that's what the combustion safety test is about. When they do the tightness test, then they're also going to do a ventilation test to make sure that when the house is tightened up to the ideal level, that you're still going to get enough ventilation to keep you healthy and safe in your home. So this all gets put into an iPad and calculated and put into the report that you receive at the visit. So in the report, of course, the safety recommendations would be first, but then it would list the energy savings opportunities after those safety items. So I kind of started talking about how they help prioritize your energy improvements. So the safety would come first, but then there will be a prioritization of energy improvements. If you want to act on them, that's your choice. But it's kind of to just serve as a roadmap for you, so you can, when you're thinking about projects in your home, you kind of take that into consideration. So in the home energy report, you'll also get a home energy score. So I kind of think that's pretty cool because I really like report cards and stuff like that. So your home will get scored on an index of 0 to 100, and that will show where you're currently at, where your immediate energy gains could be, which would generally pay you back in 10 years or less, And then it will also show the longer term paybacks. And this will all be wrapped up into the report for you. There's also a list of installation contractors in that report. The utility rebates that would apply to the recommendations for your house, the tax credits that you would be available to get, and some financing information. So you guys are really lucky that you've got some great financing programs here in Bloomington. So not everyone probably qualifies for these particular ones, but I like to just mention them so people know they're out there, and that they're really great options for people to do improvements on the house. We also have an energy loan too that people can get that's like a statewide loan. So that's all in the report though. So in doing these visits for the past 4 years in Minneapolis, what we have found is that the top 3 recommendations that are paybacks that will give you a return on your investment in about 10 years or less are attic insulation and air sealing, wall insulation, and new heating equipment. And these all have center point rebates that are associated with them, so that helps bring the cost down. Here, another great part of our program that is kind of behind the scenes is that we do this quality insulation program. So we actually give training to insulation contractors, and they have to pass a test that is monitored by a BPI, Building Performance Institute instructor. So they take the class, they have to pass the test to get on our list of qualified insulation contractors. So that's something people really like, because there's so many contractors on the internet and in the yellow pages, you don't know where to start. So our list usually has about 4 contractors, maybe 5 sometimes, contractors that have gone through and passed these tests, and they've signed a contract with CEE to actually perform their work at standards that are higher than industry standards. So we hold them to those standards. We go out and randomly inspect 10% of their jobs, and if anyone ever has any complaint, we would of course go back and inspect it as well. But that's just to keep them honest, and it's very convenient for people to have a list of already pre-qualified contractors to go from. They do have competitive pricing, so often people will call a couple of them, but this is a kind of behind the scenes part of the program. We are available for follow-up calls. You can give me a call, Emma, and your technician or counselor that would come to your house. We're all available to help you. We want people to be happy with the program and to make the upgrades if they're interested in it and make it easy for them. So we're there for you with any questions you have. So you might be saying to yourself, this is a pretty cool, unique program, and in fact it is. We've received very high customer satisfaction ratings. 99% of people said they would recommend it to a friend, so we're pretty excited about that. And again, I want to say thanks to our partners, the City of Bloomington and the Bloomington HRA, the CenterPoint Energy, XL Energy, are all bringing you this program for only $50. So if you guys haven't remembered all the tips that I've said tonight, you can go to this website, the Minnesota Energy Challenge, and there's tons of other low and no cost ways that you can save energy and money. And it does the same thing. It kind of estimates for you how much it would save. So it's kind of a cool resource that we have. And you can also join some churches and schools. They have competing teams. So if you're kind of that competitive style, you can join up with other Bloomington folks and compete against Richfield or Eden Prairie folks. So here's a picture of our little van, and here's the website. Beth's number is on here. She does the scheduling if you're interested in signing up, and I've got a lot more information up here, and there's stuff over here. I encourage you guys to sign up to win the door prize if you haven't already. And I think that's it for my presentation here. And I'm open to taking your questions now if you have any.
While you're thinking of that, I went through their program about 2.5 years ago. I had been using my tax returns to do improvements to the home. So I before they came out, I had put in a high energy or high efficient furnace, efficient air conditioner, a power vented hot water heater. And I used their information to insulate my house. I have a 1953 story and a half house that is very difficult to insulate. There are contractors that were recommended. I chose one of them. Very good job. I have now heating bills at around $100 a month in January, where they were $400 a month prior to those improvements. So I was very pleased. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Gene Winstead, the mayor. He just went through this process. And so I am very pleased with the work that they have done with the recommendations that they do give. They do score houses like 0 to 3 or 4. And the higher you go, the more leaky your house is.
Oh yeah, that was, because you did the program a little while ago, right?
2.5 years ago.
Yeah, so we have a different way now that's a little bit easier for people to understand. But yeah, there's like an air leakage ratio.
The drop for me from about 2.5 to 1.5.
Oh wow, that's pretty significant.
So,
As you said, with your energy bill.
the only thing I didn't like was the compact fluorescents on the stairways.
Oh.
They take a little bit of time to come on and give full brightness, and when you're getting up in the middle of the winter and turning on a light and there's not enough light to go downstairs, not so good.
They have been placed.
But that would be an LED situation.
Yeah, lights have different applications throughout the house. Does anyone? Yes.
Now, for $50 you come out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you replace some of these high efficiency energy light bulbs and stuff. And you said something about weather stripping.
Huh?
Now, is that on all the doors?
The doors, no, we only do exterior doors. So it has to be a door that, you know, is a cold area to a hot area. So they'll do as many doors as they have time for. So, like I was saying, every house is different. So depending on how many questions you have, how big your house is, the other things that you want installed, that will determine how many doors they weather strip. Usually about 3 is the maximum because just because of the time, because it does take a little while. Probably the fastest person can weather strip a door in like 15 minutes. Some people, they take a little longer. Yeah.
Now, we have a little pop or beer fridge or whatever you want to call it. Are there any energy efficient models of those little ones now?
Well, those little ones are, so how old is yours?
10 years old.
I guess I can't say without looking at it, but most of those are pretty efficient already. But if you want to, you can go and either purchase or check out at the Hennepin County Library a kilowatt meter, and that will hook up to your appliance, and it reads out how much electricity is being used, which is pretty interesting. You can check it out and check out all your other.
I got a question about dishwashers.
Yeah.
Okay, the new ones supposedly high efficiency, they run forever, but they use a lot less water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but when they run twice as long, they also use more electricity. Now, you know, I don't know if everything is as efficient as the high efficiency, because I got a dehumidifier down in my basement in Bloomington.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a portable one. Okay, it's it does a wonderful job. My electricity bill is a lot cheaper, and I also have a lake place up north. So we bought a high efficiency, you know, dehumidifier for the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And when that one runs, I mean, it, you know, about breaks your pocket.
The new one?
Yes,
And that's up at your lake place?
yes.
Maybe it's just a really humid environment.
Could the rates be different? I mean,
But
what
yeah,
Well, the
charge
rates are
on the
probably
different-
different.
Yeah.
But, you know, I suppose the rates, I'm sure the rates are different because it's a co-op up there. But, I mean, it uses a lot, it's a lot cost there to
Why don't you
run the one
switch
up
them?
north. Huh?
Why don't you switch them? Take your one from your house.
It's a good idea. Yeah, I guess there could be a lot of different factors. We went into one person's house one time, and I'm not saying that this would be the case with you, but they were wondering why their dehumidifier was always running, and they had a little koi pond, not even like 5 feet away. So it was just, they were battling each other, and it was always running. So, I mean, there's tons of different reasons things can happen. But, so that's why it's nice to have people come into your house and look at things. Because it's just different, you know, when people come, they've got the eyes set for what their job is. You know, I used to do that job. I'm a certified energy auditor, so I did that job for 3 years. So I had my eyes trained, but you know, when you're in your own house, you're thinking, I gotta do the laundry, I gotta get this ready for Saturday. You're not thinking, oh wow, I should really go weather strip that door. So that's the convenience of it is huge, is just to have them in, get it done, and then it's done. Yeah.
I'm confused when I go to the, like, Home Depot or Menards to look for light bulbs. I mean, I just don't know.
Too many varieties.
There's too many varieties.
Yeah. It's all the ones you have on the table there.
Yeah, so now, like, we have, this is a floodlight that is a compact fluorescent. So there's a little spiral inside of here. You can buy these that are both dimmable and non-dimmable. What kind of applications are you mostly looking for? Just like regular light bulbs, or are they recessed lights?
Some of each.
Okay, so I guess I would say if it's a light that you use a lot, I would get a compact fluorescent light bulb or an LED light bulb, and if it dims, you not only want to get a special dimmable light bulb, but you would also probably want to switch out your dimmer switch, because the new light bulbs work differently with dimmer switches than the incandescent light bulbs did. So they have special dimmers for LEDs and compact fluorescents.
Well, I have about 20 of those recessed ones in my basement, and it cost a fortune to do all LED.
If you have 20 of them, I would probably go with the CFLs, because they're going to be a lot cheaper.
And what are those spiral kind that are, you know?
So there's different ones. So this one,
Like that one. I have fixtures where, you know, there's a globe on the bottom and I can't use those because
they're too. Okay, yeah. So there's also globes that might go into a fixture like that. You can get a low profile compact fluorescent or an LED that will go below your shade so you can't see it. I guess it kind of really depends on the application. But if you have got 20 lights on one circuit, I would definitely go with.
No, they're on.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely go with something. If you have multiple lights on one switch, I think it's always good to go with a high efficiency light bulb, the compact fluorescent or the LED.
Are all CFLs, then it takes a while to get them to their maximum brightness?
You know, the ones that we install are supposed to be the most instant on. So they do turn on right away, but they're not fully bright right away. So what happens is that there's, you know, a gas and a filament inside of here, and the heat inside of it excites the gas, and so then it has to travel through and light up the entire bulb. LEDs aren't like that. They're made differently, and so they just come instantly on.
Are there different shades, like bluish, whitish,
Oh, yes.
What should you look for, nice, warm interior light?
So if you're looking for what's most like an incandescent light, like a warm light, you want to stay on the low lumen scale. So sometimes they'll have a guide that shows, the wattage of how much is used, the lumens. So if you're looking for something that's not really fluorescent, like a warehouse, you want to stay on the lower lumen side. So probably around like 900 lumens versus, well over 1,000. Yes.
That kilowatt meter idea, that sounds really neat. So you can plug in an appliance, run for a set period of time. Where do you go to compare yours to a good, is there a scale somewhere online?
Yeah, there are. I've just Googled like different appliance wattage usages, and it will give you a range. I used to have one on my clipboard that was like, this is the range of, efficient to non-efficient. I can't remember the website, but I know there's a bunch of charts out there. Yeah.
Any links at the CEE website?
I imagine that we do on, probably if you go to the Minnesota Energy Challenge website. I know there's a lot of information about light bulbs that you can get on there. And our whole lighting program has a lot of information.
Yeah, I've got like a refrigerator. I suspect it's using too much energy, so I want to try that out.
Yeah.
And I know my parents have a old deep freeze in the basement, and I think they should test that out. But yeah, I wanted to see a chart to where, is it good or is it bad? So yeah, it's a good idea. Go just Google it and find you said appliance wattage usage.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's what you'll find some results there. Another thing, if you're not ready to get rid of your freezer chest or your second refrigerator, just try to fill it up as much as possible, because then those things inside hold that coolness, and so it's not gonna it's gonna hold the cold better than always releasing it when the door opens. So there's different tactics depending on what you're ready for.
But then you gotta drink warm beer.
Oh, no, you gotta fill it out.
You gotta,
Not the second one, they're supposed to get rid of it. And that's where the beer is.
if your beer is in your second one, then put a bunch of water, get some more beer in there.
Now, are there any other kitchen appliances that you can put power strips on? You mentioned a microwave.
Coffee maker.
Yeah, but that's gotta come on in the morning.
Yeah. Some people put their toasters on them. Some toasters pull a phantom load and some don't. So the way you can tell is if you just go up and feel the plug, if it's warm at all, it has a phantom load.
Well, we've got 2 stoves and both of them have timers on them. And then there's the coffee maker, and then there's the microwave. So you go in the kitchen and you see the time, it drives you crazy because the time's never the same on every night.
Yeah.
So, but just trying to, I know whenever I see a time, it's a phantom load, and I only need to see the time on one in the kitchen. So, but there's, stoves take special plugs, special things like that. That's not anything you should ever put on them. Which?
I actually house sat for someone who made me unplug everything when I left the house, besides the refrigerator.
Well, I just didn't know what you could, because of those plugs on the stove.
Oh.
They're big.
Yeah, there's no power strip for
Yeah, there's
240
nothing.
volts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not for, like with the dryer sometimes. Yeah, I haven't really seen those. They're kind of hard to get to too, so we want people to save energy, but let's not make it too hard on ourselves, because then we probably just won't do it for more than like a couple days.
You unplug stoves and all, you got all these lights flashing at you all the time when you plug them in.
Yeah.
So you gotta reset everything.
I like my old stove.
I would focus more on like the entertainment center area.
Yeah.
Any further questions? If not, we'll be around a little bit to answer them as you're leaving, and we'll thank you all for coming. Hurry up.
And if you'd like to sign up for a visit, there's a sign-up sheet here. Products up here to look at. If you do sign up tonight, we'll give you one of these free little bags of goodies. It's got an LED light bulb in it, some plug. These are little safety caps that stop the air from getting in your exterior walls, and some gasket seals. These work together. And it's kind of a nice little lunch bag. Thank you all very much for coming tonight. And I wanted to mention, since this is a series, the next workshop is about solar on your home, solar installations. So if any of you are thinking of putting solar panels on your house, I would very much encourage you to have an energy audit or a home energy visit done first, so you can minimize the amount of electricity you're using, so you don't buy more solar than you need to buy on your house.